Vo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, an investigation is ongoing into a shooting in the village of Moleso that left one adult male injured. Plus, the first batch of winners are announced this afternoon for the Vax and Win program. And the number of variant cases on island rises to 51.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. Topping our news tonight, police respond to a shooting incident in the sleepy village of Moleso. A man was taken to the hospital for treatment of a gunshot wound to the leg. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan has details.
South Doyle Street in Moleso is described as a quiet neighborhood. We arrived to the scene where yellow caution tape cordoned off the area. The Guam Police Department reported that a male with a gunshot wound to his leg area was transported to the hospital for treatment, and officers from the Southern Precinct Command responded to the shooting incident in the southern village just before noon. KUAM spoke with a village resident who wishes to remain anonymous, stating that she heard a loud bang around 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. She said that when she exited her residence that a male and female in a red truck and a van was in the middle of the road having an argument. The resident also shared that the individuals were yelling at each other saying, "Did you see that?" and yelled, "Get down." She couldn't tell what kind of bang it was because she was in her room, however it sounded like two cars colliding. The shooting occurred at the Gura housing in Moleso. Agency officials arrived to the scene informing KUAM that all their staff are safe. KUAM reached out to Mayor Ernest Chargloff, who said he was out of the village when he received a call about the shooting. He said it's a shock because his village is quiet. The investigation is still ongoing. More updates to come. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
In the familiar words of the game show announcers, you're the lucky winner of a brand new car. The governor's office held the first of 6 weekly prize drawings in the Vax and Win program today. Here's what it looked like. Juan Muña and Peter Paul Cepeda are the winners of this week's grand prizes, a new car and $10,000 in cash, respectively.
Because I didn't know whether it was the car, this, or the money or anything, but I found out this morning, so we really didn't know until we got up there. When we got up there, the governor walked in and she told us, and we were super ecstatic. I really feel that everybody on the island should get vaccinated to help all our people on the island and, open up. Hopefully the island open up even more.
This morning when they called me, they asked me if I have time at 3 o'clock. I told them I don't have time. Then they turned the words around and you want something. So I said, oh, I'll change my mind. I'll go down at 3.
A good thing it came down, huh?
Yes.
All right, congratulations. The promotion is designed to entice people to get vaccinated as part of the governor's goal to reach herd immunity, or 96,000 vaccinations, by the July 21st Liberation Day celebration.
We still have a long ways to go to reach our 80%, and we encourage everybody to please, as the director said, please get out there and get vaccinated. We're hoping that this incentive would motivate people to go out and be vaccinated.
At the time of the drawing, some 38,690 had signed up. Once again, drawings for a new car and $10,000 in cash will be held every Wednesday until July 21st. Although the number of variant cases continues to rise on Guam, public health maintains that that's what this really shows, is that their strategy to combat COVID is working. Here's more.
According to the latest virus samples that underwent genome sequencing by the CDC, all 17 returned as variants of concern. The latest set of results are from virus samples collected between April and May. 15 were identified as the UK variant, 1 as the South African variant, 1 as the Brazil-Japan variant. Additionally, of the 17 variants of concern, 3 were travel-related and identified in the GovGuam quarantine facility, while 14 had no known travel history.
I think with the variants, knowing that they're here and knowing that we have the capacity, to contain it using our strategies is good news.
According to Chief Public Health Officer Chima Mbakwe, the public should not be alarmed about the variants because all these cases had completed quarantine and isolation. What he does point out is that they were not vaccinated. Mbakwe adding public health's plans have been working with multiple access points for vaccinations, quarantine and isolation protocols, and increasing community testing opportunities. But everyone needs to continue to hold the line.
The implication is, how much longer are we going to be like this? So that is now the question, are people going to continue doing what we're doing? What are the next steps, to continue, being at this level? How do we open up our island? How do we open up our schools? How do people interact? So this is now what we're going to look at, how do we maintain this good record? Right. So that's where we're going to. And one of those things is everyone getting vaccinated.
The total number of variants on Guam is now 51 out of a total of 138 virus samples that have been submitted to the CDC for genome sequencing to date. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Deployments and retirements continue to challenge the Guam Fire Department. Most recently, the lack of manpower has led to the shutdown of as many as 4 units across the island. Joan Ugan-Charfris has more.
We've had our good days and we've had our bad days. Guam Fire Department spokesperson Cherika Chargaloff referring to the shortage in personnel to man medic, rescue, and engine units. The shortage has taken its toll, forcing the shutdown of a handful of units.
Ideally, we have none. There are days where we have one. And of course, over drill weekend, we've experienced our shortest, which was 4 units down.
But despite the shutdown of some medics on any given day and possible wait times, Chargaloff wants to reassure residents that their E911 center is trained to provide callers with pre-arrival instructions.
We do have first responder units, fire trucks, rescue units that are able to respond to the scene and assist with the patient until an ambulance transport unit becomes available to take that patient to the hospital.
It was just 2 weeks ago when Fire Chief Dan Stone appeared on The Link with Chris and Sabrina, detailing GFD's lack of manpower.
We are definitely starting to feel the challenges in that area. Our staffing, with people retiring, because people did retire during COVID. People have retired early on this year. We've had retirements in 2019. So we are definitely working with the administration to try and address that and get that staffing, for the hires. And promotions. Promotions are very important to me right now because we do have a little bit of a gap in our first line supervision. And so we've been working very closely with the administration, and it looks like we're going to be making some progress in that area here soon.
Chargaloff says the bulk of the challenge is mainly attributed to retirements. For fiscal year 2021, there have been 10 retirements to date, with an anticipated 7 more by the end of the year.
We do have multiple personnel out for military deployment and or annual training. On top of that, we have our onesies, twosies on annual leave, and I believe 2 on paternity.
To offset lack of manpower,
Our battalion chiefs have been working hand in hand, both the North, South, and our rescue commanders, to shuffle around their personnel and or realign units to ensure that there's the maximum amount of coverage throughout the island as possible.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Joan Ugan-Charfris.
We should note that an engine assigned to Barragata is currently down for maintenance, but a responder unit has been detailed to the station for the time being. Chargaloff, however, says the unit does not have water capabilities. Health insurance coverage has been terminated for the foster care program because of a lack of money. In a letter to Vice Speaker Tina Barnes, representatives of the foster parent community say the decision by Aetna to immediately drop its coverage will have a serious impact on the children. They note that while public health has transferred their coverage to Medicaid, they say Medicaid doesn't cover important services such as speech, vision, and occupational therapy. Vice Speaker Barnes has written to the governor seeking funding to continue the insurance coverage. Barnes and Mary Torres sponsored last year to cover the $1.4 million shortage for the foster care program. And the Labor Department is reminding unemployment recipients of the new requirement to prove that they are actively seeking employment. But Labor Director David De La Sola says his intention in requiring proof of job search is more to prepare the unemployed for when PUA ends in about 3 months.
This job search, to me, in my understanding, really there isn't a lot of jobs opening to really make it so that I'm forcing people to do job search. For me, if the governor agrees with me, it's more of them having to go through the steps so that they are familiar with job search, how to go on Hire Guam, and how to look for work, because come September, they're not going to have any choice.
He says PUA payouts are going down as more people start returning to the workforce. Meanwhile, De La Sola says he was also reminded by the U.S. Labor Department that now that schools are closed, not working to care for a child is no longer a qualification for unemployment compensation.
They reminded us of the guidance because I know schools change. I don't know, they're all closed. Most of them, I think, are all closed now. So I just wanted to ensure that the public knows that whatever you did last summer, or not last summer, the summer before or previously, is what you typically have to do, and you can't use that criteria anymore to collect PUA.
De La Sola will be one of the speakers at the big economic forum later this month, where he will discuss getting Guamanians back to work. A motion to dismiss without prejudice was filed by the government in Alan Calanda's criminal case. Calanda was arrested in connection with the death of 21-year-old Glenn Thomas Cruz Jr., who was ejected from a vehicle in a crash that took place on Marble Cave Road in Manila on October 1st. A supplemental investigation by the Attorney General's office revealed that Calanda and Cruz were co-workers on duty at the time of the crash and that they were riding in a poorly maintained company vehicle without working seat belts or doors. Prosecutors believe there is insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that driver Calanda was responsible for the death of passenger Cruz. And Cruz's family also informed the government that they do not believe Calanda should be held criminally liable for their loved one's death. Judge Arthur Barcinas has taken the matter under advisement. And as today marks World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, or IC3, issued a report on elder abuse in 2020. According to the findings, people over the age of 60 lost nearly $1 billion in online frauds and scams last year. The sudden need to shop online and the fear of COVID-19 made older Americans even more of a target for scammers and criminals than ever before. For Guam specifically, there were a total of 18 victims of elder fraud with a total loss of over $55,000. And 2 men face federal charges for illegal possession of a threatened species, a green sea turtle. The charges against Texner Luther or Nalik and CJ Luther or King stem from a 2019 investigation. According to KUAM files, at least 5 people were held responsible for illegally taking the turtle. The 5 suspects were identified as Texner Luther, CJ Luther, Giuliano Manuel, Kedis Paulino, and Isaac Paulino. Conservation officers were tipped off about the animal being kept in Talofofo, with the suspects allegedly planning to sell it to be eaten. The Department of Agriculture later released the sea turtle back into the ocean in 2019. Nalik and King have been summoned to appear in court on June 28th. And we'll be back with more news right after this.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Bun, mayo, chicken pickle, bun.
Bun, pickle, mayo?
Blasphemy!
No bun. The Naked Chicken Chalupa, only at Taco Bell.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
KUAM News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. GVB, Guam Customs, and GIAA have officially launched the website for the Guam Electronic Declaration Form, or EDF. This now means all arriving passengers will be able to fill out the EDF on their personal computers or mobile devices up to 72 hours prior to arrival on Guam. This means no need to fill out the paper form while on the plane. The EDF can be accessed online at cqa.guam.gov or guamedf.landing.cards. Designated EDF kiosks within the baggage claim area of the Guam airport will also be accessible. And a report released by the U.S. Department of Labor shows Guam workers' average hourly rate is 31% below the national average. The Bureau of Labor Statistics report focused on occupational and employment wages in the territory. It said workers here have an average hourly wage of $17.75 compared to the national average of $27.22. The report also found that occupations in the legal field on Guam were the highest paid, followed by management occupations. The Department of Navy's fiscal year 2022 budget was the focus of a hearing before the House Armed Services Committee today. As we reported, DoD's plans for the defense of Guam include the deployment of an Aegis Ashore missile defense system to combat potential threats from China. During the hearing, South Carolina Congressman Joe Wilson questioned Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gilday about his assessment on how they can improve Guam's defense strategy to limit its impact on strike power resources, which are already severely impacted by plans to decommission Navy destroyers. Several months ago, former Indo-Pac Commander Admiral Phil Davidson talked about the importance of the Aegis system to be positioned in the territory.
So there's a lot of work that's behind Admiral Davidson's requirement for missile defense at Guam. I think it's a valid requirement. The only thing I'd add is, based on the last discussion I had, I think that we also want to look at laser technology, and I think it's even easier if it's shore-based rather than ship-based. With the real key is a power generation source. I think you're talking about a much more affordable system. I'm not saying that you would have that in lieu of missile defense, but probably additive in some type of defense in depth construct. That's the only thing I'd add with respect to that requirement.
And Admiral, as you look at that, we need to always remember that the people of Guam have the highest percentage of participation in the American military of any state or territory, and the people are so patriotic and so grateful for the liberation by the Marines.
Guam has been highly discussed in the nation's capital as a critical component of the Pacific Deterrence Initiative. Joint Marianas bid fair winds and following seas to Rear Admiral John Minoni today. In a ceremony at Naval Base Guam, Admiral Minoni relinquished command to the new commander of JRM, Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson. On hand were Commander of the 7th Fleet, Vice Admiral Bill Mertz, who gave the keynote speech. Other speakers included Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Congressman Michael San Nicolas, who thanked Minoni for his partnership in serving the local community. Minoni is headed to Virginia Beach, Virginia, where he will serve as commander of Expeditionary Strike Group 2. Admiral Nicholson most recently served as executive assistant to the vice chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in Washington, D.C. And now with regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Half a day, Tito, Guam. Here's what's making headlines in the CNMI.
In the filing, Lee Ji Shui, the former chairperson of IPI, says she has submitted all email communication between her representative, Mr. Chi, and her attorney, Juan Lizama, to the court. She says these emails are evidence that she has actively cooperated with the request by the court and says that the plaintiffs are abusing the judicial system and pushing for her to be found in contempt. She also tells the court she does not personally know how to receive email and has never used it. She does use a third-party application to communicate called WeChat on her iPhone, but says that application crashed earlier this year and some of the information was lost. The plaintiffs want the electronic data on her phone, and the court has instructed her to turn it in so that a forensic copy can be made by a stateside company. Efforts to collect the electronic data locally were unsuccessful. Included in the emails submitted to the court, several requests for payment by attorney Juan Lizama, who says he has not yet been paid. Plaintiffs have been awarded close to $6 million in the Gold Mantis case for injured workers.
The Quartermaster intersection at Beach Road is one of the busiest areas for motorists, and it's also a known hotspot for accidents. Governor Ralph Torres states that with these new traffic lights, it will bring more safety to the area.
It really is going to bring in, like what the speaker said, a new safety for all of our motorists, and it's calling already to have this kind of infrastructure here on this side on Beach Road.
The overall cost for this project is $1.94 million, fully funded by the U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Highway. USA Fanter Corporation received notice to proceed on June 1st and is currently waiting for a few elements before actual construction begins.
Well, right now because we have a process like permitting and material order, all the approvals. That's what we're working on.
Chen states the project is expected to be completed in 8 months with more than just a three-way traffic light.
It's a traffic light and also the walkway, curb, drainage, and pave 700 feet of the road.
This string of capital improvement projects will continue to launch throughout the year. Last month, officials broke ground for the airport road repair, and next week they expect to hold another ceremony.
Next week we'll be doing another groundbreaking for Route 35, I think, from Kingfisher to Bird Island, and then a week or two after that we will be doing the Beach Road groundbreaking as well.
For more news, please visit saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Sally Lemes.
Sports is next. Keep it right here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
We're one of 8 U.S. regional fishery councils established under the Magnuson-Stevens. Council uses the best available science and local knowledge to develop fishery management plans for over 1.7 million square miles of our productive Pacific waters.
We worked with local scientists and managers to develop an app that captures detailed fishery data.
Accurate catch data from the fishing community are needed to sustain fish populations.
Take a proactive role in fishery management.
The power of data is in our hands.
We've made a lot of breakfasts, and along the way, we noticed something was missing. A warm cinnamon roll for breakfast, or with breakfast. A fluffy blueberry muffin from the drive-thru you're already driving through. A glazed apple fritter, which might find its way into your coffee. These are options every breakfast haver should have, and now they do. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We won't.
We will wait.
We will wait for someone to come
Save us. We won't wait for the waters to be cleared. We won't just wait to breathe clean air. We won't wait to uplift our lives today and to embrace our now for better.
We dream. We dare. No holding back.
We go for it.
Because tomorrow,
For us to create. For tomorrow, we won't wait.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some soccer news on Samantha Kenny in just a bit. But first off, FIBA Asia Cup qualifying highlights from Team Guam taking care of business in Amman, Jordan. Check it out. The Bank of Guam men's national basketball team and Hong Kong played their second game of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers at the Prince Hamza Arena in Amman, Jordan last night. Guam led 30-8 after the first quarter, scoring at will. Team Guam shot 51% from the field and controlled the boards, out-rebounding Hong Kong 57-39. Jericho Cruz picked up where he left off in the first match, getting buckets inside and knocking down shots from the outside. Defense was key. Guam racked up 13 steals that led to 36 fast break points. Takumi Simon to Darren Hechanova to Cruz, who pulls up for the three-point shot. Drano as Jericho stops to enjoy his work. Cruz put up 20 points and hit 3 of 4 shots from downtown. Guam led 66-26 at halftime. Ty Wesley had another double-double with 18 points and 15 rebounds. Curtis Washington did his thing, recording 16 points on 75% shooting from the field. Takumi Simon, Chris Connor, and Darren Hechanova contributed with 11, 9, and 8. It ain't no fun if the homies can't get some. Every player on the Guam roster got some playing time and scored. Team Guam cruised to the 112-66 win and earned their shot at moving on to the qualifying tournament to be played in Indonesia in August.
We've shown up to and agreed to play anywhere that FIBA's asked us, and now that we've won these 2 games, we're very excited and hope that FIBA pushes us through to the FIBA Asia Cup. I'm not sure what the situation is with Group C, but we're here, we did our job, and we hope that Team Guam will be seen at the Asia Cup. So, thank you.
Guam National Program standout Samantha Kenny will be testing her mettle and honing her skills with peers in England this summer after her acceptance to Macclesfield FC's residency program. Kenny departed Guam Monday to Boston for a few days with family before she travels to Manchester on June 20th to join other student athletes in the program. Macclesfield's FC's 6-week residency program includes 5 hours of coaching per day led by UEFA qualified coaches and strength and conditioning coaches, weekly matches against other clubs and youth academies, showcase games against some of Europe's top prospects in front of respected scouts, unlimited access to the club's state-of-the-art gym, in-depth video analysis sessions, individual check-in sessions with coaches, additional training sessions run by the club's first-team manager, weekly recovery and rehabilitation sessions, and full Adidas playing and training kits, among other features. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday on this June 16th, the middle of the week, and a great day to celebrate awesome people. Araya, to our beautiful granddaughter, we wish you a happy 17th birthday and wishes for many more blessed celebrations. One more year of high school and your future awaits. We wish you the very best that life has to offer from Grandma Ree, Papa Major, and your family on Guam, Texas, California, and in Washington. Melton Jr. Dwayne is the Big Five. Happy birthday, young man. Have a blessed day, and we love you always. And Sage Evan Mendiola, happy birthday number 8 to my grandson. We love you and hope you enjoy your day. Love Grandma Jenny, Mommy, Kian, Kaylee, Ava, and Kynan.
And that's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching. Be safe, everyone.